Welcome to Cleveland Browns STA. 81 Minnesota against 0-9 Cleveland. A battle of undefeated teams today. Here's the kick from Denmie. Hand off to Lewis. Second and 1 from the 30. Harrison with the handoff. Wide open field. Harrison gains 24 on the sweep. McNeil on the tackle. First down. Welcome to Cleveland Browns STA. 81 Minnesota against 0-9 Cleveland. A battle of undefeated teams today. Here's the kick from Denmie. The kick from Denmie is returned 13 yards by Cribbs. Johnson with the tackle. I formation. Quinn sets to throw. Quinn passes to Lewis. He dropped it. Quinn throws incomplete to Lewis. McNeil on the coverage. Quinn sets up in the pocket. Short out to McCoy. Complete. Quinn completes the pass to McCoy. Gain of 10. Teal on the tackle. First down. First and 10 from the 27. Quinn calling signals. Quinn sets up in the pocket. He dumps it to Edwards. Incomplete. Quinn to Edwards. Incomplete. Turner on the coverage. Quinn gives to Harrison. Harrison the ball carrier. Gain of 4. Teal on the tackle. 3rd and 6. Shotgun formation. Quinn fades back to pass. Short out to McCoy. He dropped it. Quinn throws incomplete to McCoy. Teal with the coverage. Zastudile to punt. A 49-yard punt by Zastudile. Fair catch by Payton. First and 10 from the 20. Kramer drops back to pass. Long flot. Incomplete. Kramer throws incomplete to Rashad. McDonald on the coverage. Kramer hands to Brown. Brown on the carry. no gain, Poole on the tackle. 3rd and 10. Kramer barks out the signals. Some movement up front. Possible free play for Kramer. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium hitch. Incomplete. Kramer to Rashad, incomplete. Flag on the play.
Encroachment, defense. Number 92, 5-yard penalty.
3rd and 5 at the 25. Kramer back to pass. Short hitch to Rashad. Complete. Kramer completes the pass to Rashad, 8-yard gain, McDonald with the tackle, 1st down. Kramer fades back to pass. Sacked by Roth. Kramer is sacked by Roth, loss of 7. 2nd and 17. Kramer with 3-step drop. Short hitch to Brown. Incomplete. Kramer throws incomplete to Brown, Roth on the coverage. 3rd and 17 from the 26. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium cross to White. Incomplete. Kramer throws incomplete to White. Coleman deep in punt formation. "37-yard punt by Coleman, no return. Quinn at the line. He fades back to pass. Quinn throws to Edwards. Incomplete. Quinn throws incomplete to Edwards, Turner on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Quinn from the shotgun. He fades back to pass. Blindsided by White. Quinn is sacked by White, loss of 8. 3rd and 18. Quinn sets to throw. Short hitch to Cribbs. He's got it. Quinn completes the pass to Cribbs, gain of 8, Swain on the stop. Zastudile to punt. "51-yard punt by Zastudile, fair catch by Payton. Kramer sets up in the pocket. Kramer throws underneath to Young, complete. Kramer completes the pass to Young, gain of 9, Jackson on the tackle. Hand off to Young. Young with the 2-yard run, Poole with the tackle, 1st down. Kramer with a quick drop. Short hitch to Brown. Complete. Kramer passes to Brown, gain of 6, Elam on the tackle. 2nd and 4. Kramer drops back to pass. Short pass to Sensor, incomplete. Kramer to Sensor, incomplete, Poole on the coverage. 3rd and 4 at the 29. Kramer fades back to pass. He to Rashad against Poole. Complete. Kramer to Rashad, gain of 14, penalty on the play.
Holding, offense. Number 73, 15-yard penalty.
3rd and 19 at the 14. Kramer back to pass. He dumps it to Sensor, complete. Kramer completes the pass to Sensor, gain of 5, Poole on the tackle. Coleman back in punt formation. "43-yard punt by Coleman, return of 32 by Cribbs. 1st and 10 from the 30. I formation. Quinn at the line. Quinn back to pass. Short cross to Massaquoi. Complete. Quinn completes the pass to Massaquoi, gain of 15, Knopf with the tackle, first down. Quinn back to pass. Medium fly. Massaquoi with the catch. Quinn completes the pass to Massaquoi, touchdown 0-9 Cleveland. Dawson P. will try the point after. Dawson makes the extra point, 0-9 Cleveland 7, 81 Minnesota 0. Here's the kick from Dawson. The kick from Dawson is returned 23 yards by Peyton, Trusnick on the tackle. Kramer fades back to pass. Long hitch to White. He dropped it. Kramer throws incomplete to White. Kramer calls out the signals. Drops back to pass. He throws to LeCount. Complete. Kramer completes the pass to LeCount, gain of 10, Elam on the tackle, first down. Some confusion on the defense. Kramer at the line. Kramer sets to throw. Medium outside pass. Complete. Kramer completes the pass to Brown, touchdown 81 Minnesota. Denmier will try the point after. Denmier converts the extra point, 81 Minnesota 7, 0-9 Cleveland 7. Here's the kick from Denmier. The kick from Denmier is returned 17 yards by Cribbs, Nord on the tackle. Harrison takes the handoff. 4-yard run by Harrison, Studwell on the tackle. 2nd and 6 from the 25. Quinn drops back to pass. Quinn passes to Moore. He dropped it. Quinn with the pass to Moore, incomplete. Hannon on the coverage.
Pass interference, defense. Number 45. Automatic, first down.
Quinn hands to Lewis. Lewis the ball carrier, gain of 4, Knopf on the tackle. 2nd and 6 from the 35. Quinn hands to Harrison. Harrison on the carry, 2-yard gain, Seaman on the tackle. 3rd and 4 at the 37. Shotgun formation. Quinn drops back to pass. Short hitch to Edwards. Incomplete. Quinn throws incomplete to Edwards, Turner with the coverage. Zastudile to punt. A 53-yard punt by Zastudile, no return. Kramer with the give to Brown. Brown with a gain of 4 on the play, Barton with the tackle. 2nd and 6 from the 14. Kramer with a short drop. Short hitch. Caught by Brown at the 19. Kramer completes the pass to Brown, gain of 5, Elam on the tackle. 3rd and 1 at the 19. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium cross. Complete. Kramer completes the pass to Rashad, gain of 33, Elam on the tackle, first down. Running right. Brown on the pitch, gain of 3, Roth with the tackle. Brown controlling the ball now. Brown on the carry, no gain, Rogers on the tackle. 3rd and 7 at the 45. Kramer fades back to pass. Kramer checks down to Brown, complete. Kramer to Brown, gain of 7, Elam with the tackle, first down. Kramer sets to throw. Short pass to White. Incomplete. Kramer passes to White, incomplete, right on the coverage. Kramer drops back to pass. Kramer checks down to Young, complete. Kramer to Young, gain of 3, Jackson with the tackle. 3rd and 7 from the 35. Kramer fades back to pass. Kramer throws underneath to White. Complete. Kramer to White, gain of 9, Jackson on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10. The handoff to Young. 8-yard run by Young, Elam with the tackle. Tie score. 2nd and 2 from the 18. 1:40 left in the first. Kramer drops back to pass. Kramer throws underneath to Young, incomplete. Kramer to Young, incomplete, Jackson with the coverage. Tie score. 3rd and 2 from the 18. 1:37 in the first. Kramer calls out the signals. Kramer drops back to pass. Kramer checks down to White. Incomplete. Kramer to White, incomplete, right on the coverage. 25-yard try for Denmier. This will give them the lead. Good snap. Denmier is good from 25, 81 Minnesota 10, 09 Cleveland 7. Here's the kick from Denmier. The kick from Denmier is returned 14 yards by Cribbs, Nord on the tackle. Quinn calls out the signals. Lewis with the handoff. 4-yard run by Lewis, Studwell on the tackle. Lewis with the handoff. Lewis on the carry, gain of 3, Seaman with the tackle. End of the first quarter, 81 Minnesota 10, 09 Cleveland 7. 3rd and 3 from the 30. Quinn in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Short in. Incomplete. Quinn to Moore, incomplete. Penalty on the play.
Offsides, defense. Number 37, 5-yard penalty.
Quinn is back to pass. Medium cross to Massaquoi, complete. Quinn with the pass to Massaquoi, 14-yard gain, Teal on the tackle, first down. Quinn fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Massaquoi. Quinn is intercepted by Teal, return of 0. 1st and 10 from the 40. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium slant. Complete. Kramer passes to Rashad, gain of 19, McDonald on the stop, first down. Kramer hands to Brown. Brown on the sweep, no gain, Roth on the tackle. 2nd and 10. Kramer drops back to pass. Medium crossing pass. Caught by Leacout for a first down. Kramer completes the pass to Leacout, gain of 17, Adams on the tackle, first down. Kramer with a short drop. Short crossing pattern. Incomplete. Kramer passes to White, incomplete, right with the coverage. 81 Minnesota breaks the huddle. Kramer at the line. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium cross to White. He's got it. Kramer completes the pass to White. Touchdown 81 Minnesota. Denmier will try the point after. Denmier converts the extra point. 81 Minnesota 17, 09 Cleveland 7. The kick from Denmier is downed by Cribbs. Give to Harrison. 3-yard run by Harrison, Hannon on the tackle. Quinn with a quick drop. Short out to Massaquoi. Complete. Quinn completes the pass to Massaquoi, 8-yard gain, Teal on the tackle, first down. First and 10 from the 46. From the Lewis takes the handoff. Lewis on the carry, gain of 2, Studwell on the tackle. Quinn is back to pass. Long crossing pass to Massaquoi, incomplete. Quinn to Massaquoi, incomplete, Teal on the coverage. 3rd and 8 from the 48. Shotgun. Draw to Harrison. 2-yard gain by Harrison, penalty on the play.
Holding, offense. Number 65, 15-yard penalty.
Sestudile to punt. Wind in his face. Peyton waiting inside his own 10. .34-yard punt by Sestudile, out of bounds. Young takes the handoff. 6-yard gain by Young, Poole on the stop. 81 Minnesota leads by 10. Kramer with the handoff to Brown. Brown the ball carrier, gain of 3, Barton with the tackle. 3rd and 1. Kramer at the line. Kramer sets to throw. Short hitch to Rashad. Diving catch. Kramer passes to Rashad, gain of 12, McDonald on the tackle, first down. Kramer drops back to pass. Medium into Rashad. Incomplete. Kramer throws incomplete to Rashad, McDonald with the coverage. 2nd and 10. Kramer calls the signals. Sets to throw. Medium outside pass to Young. Incomplete. Kramer with the pass to Young, incomplete. 3rd and 10 from the 37. Kramer calls out the signals. He fades back to pass. Medium crossing pass to Rashad, complete. Kramer to Rashad, gain of 16, McDonald on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 47. The handoff to Brown. 1-yard gain by Brown, Barton with the tackle. 2nd and 9 at the 46. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium crossing pattern to White, complete. Kramer completes the pass to White, gain of 15, right on the tackle, first down. Current drive, 8 plays, 53 yards. 4:18 off the clock. Kramer drops back to pass. Long fly to Rashad. Complete. Kramer to Rashad, touchdown 81 Minnesota. Denmier will try the point after. The kick by Denmier is good, 81 Minnesota 24, 09 Cleveland 7. The kick from Denmier is downed by Cribbs. Hand off to Harrison. Harrison with the carry, no gain, Seaman with the tackle. 2nd and 10. Shotgun. Quinn sets up in the pocket. He throws underneath to Moore. Complete. Quinn to Moore, gain of 6, Swain on the tackle. 3rd and 4. Quinn sets to throw. Medium hitch to Cribbs. He dropped it. Quinn throws incomplete to Cribbs, Swain on the coverage. Zastudile to punt. "44-yard punt by Zastudile, 9-yard return by Payton.
Illegal block. Receiving team. 10-yard penalty.
Kramer with a quick drop. Short button hook to Rashad. Incomplete. Kramer passes to Rashad, incomplete, McDonald on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 10. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium out pass to White. Complete. Kramer completes the pass to White, gain of 33, Poole on the tackle, 1st down. Kramer fades back to pass. Kramer dumps it to Young, complete. Kramer completes the pass to Young, gain of 6, Jackson on the tackle. 2nd and 4. Kramer fades back to pass. Sacked by Williams. Kramer is sacked by Williams, loss of 3. 3rd and 7. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Leakout. Incomplete. Kramer throws incomplete to Leakout, Adams on the coverage. Coleman back in punt formation. Cribbs waiting inside his own 10. "41-yard punt by Coleman, out of bounds. Hand off to Lewis. Lewis on the carry, gain of 9, McNeil on the tackle. Quinn with the give to Lewis. 8-yard run by Lewis, Studwell on the tackle, 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 30. The hand off to Harrison. Harrison on the carry, gain of 1, Hannum with the tackle. Cleveland trailing by 17. 2nd and 9 from the 31. Shotgun formation. Quinn fades back to pass. Short pass to Edwards. Incomplete. Quinn to Edwards, incomplete, Turner with the coverage. 3rd and 9 at the 31. Quinn fades back to pass. He checks down to Lewis. Incomplete. Quinn passes to Lewis, incomplete. Zastudile to punt. "40-yard punt by Zastudile, return of 14 by Payton. Flag on the field.
False start. Offense. Number 73, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
Kramer barks out the signals. Brown takes the handoff. Brown gains 2 on the draw, Wembley on the stop. 2nd and 13 from the 40. Kramer barks out the signals. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium fly to Leakout. He dropped it. Kramer to leak out, incomplete, Poole on the coverage. 81 Minnesota by 17. 3rd and 13 at the 40. 4:27 in the second. Kramer fades back to pass. Kramer tucks it under. Kramer with a 3-yard run, Elam on the tackle. Coleman from punt formation. "47-yard punt by Coleman, return of 6 by Cribbs."
Offsides, defense. 5-yard penalty.
Coleman deep in punt formation. Wind at his back. Cribbs waiting inside his own 10. Fumble. "50-yard punt by Coleman, 10-yard return by Cribbs, fumble recovered by Hamilton, 81 Minnesota ball." Kramer fades back to pass. Medium fly. White with the catch in the end zone. Kramer to White, touchdown 81 Minnesota. Denmier will try the point after. Denmier makes the extra point, 81 Minnesota 31, 09 Cleveland 7. The kick from Denmier is downed by Cribbs. Quinn drops back to pass. It's dumped to Moore. Incomplete. Quinn throws incomplete to Moore. Quinn in the shotgun. Quinn calls out the signals. He fades back to pass. He passes to Massaquoi. Incomplete. Quinn to Massaquoi, incomplete. 3rd and 10. Harrison split outside. Edwards is doubled at the line. Massaquoi is doubled at the line. Quinn fades back to pass. Short cross to Moore. Incomplete. Quinn with the pass to Moore, incomplete, penalty on the play.
Holding, offense. Number 55, 15-yard penalty.
Zastudile to punt. "46-yard punt by Zastudile, return of 10 by Payton." 1st and 10 from the 29. Kramer sets up in the pocket. Short hitch to Brown. Complete. Kramer to Brown, 7-yard gain, Elam with the tackle. 81 Minnesota by 24. 2nd and 3 at the 36. 2:26 in the second. 81 Minnesota in no hurry. Kramer calling signals. Drops back to pass. Medium curl to White. Complete. Kramer passes to White, gain of 16, right with the tackle, 1st down. Clock eating pace now. Kramer fades back to pass. Medium sideline pass to Rashad, complete. Kramer completes the pass to Rashad, gain of 11, McDonald on the stop, 1st down. Kramer calling signals. He fades back to pass. Short out to White. He makes the grab. Kramer completes the pass to White, gain of 7, right on the tackle. Kramer fades deep. Long out. Incomplete. Kramer throws incomplete to White, right on the coverage. 3rd and 3 from the 30. Kramer with a quick drop. Short hitch to Young. Incomplete. Kramer passes to Young, incomplete, Jackson on the coverage. 81 Minnesota ahead by 24. 4th and 3 at the 30. 1:18 left in the second. Kramer drops back to pass. Short out pass to LeCount. Complete. Kramer to LeCount, gain of 7, Adams on the tackle, first down. Some movement up front. Possible free play for Kramer. Kramer fades back to pass. Short out to Brown. Complete. Kramer completes the pass to Brown, gain of 6, Elam on the tackle. Kramer fades back to pass. Short out to White. Complete. Kramer completes the pass to White, gain of 11, right on the stop, first down. First and goal from the 6. Kramer sets up in the pocket. Short out. Incomplete. Kramer to Brown, incomplete, Elam on the coverage. 81 Minnesota ahead by 24. Second and goal at the 6. 0:54 in the second. Current drive, 10 plays, 65 yards. 2:17 off the clock. Give to Brown. Brown the ball carrier, touchdown 81 Minnesota. Denmier will try the point after. Denmier makes the extra point, 81 Minnesota 38, 09 Cleveland 7. The kick from Denmier. The kick from Denmier is returned 12 yards by Cribbs, send lean on the tackle. First and 10 at the 30. Quinn gives to Harrison. Harrison with a gain of 3 on the play, Mullaney with the tackle. Third and 7. Quinn at the line. Bootleg. Quinn with a 4-yard run, Martin on the tackle. 09 Cleveland can't get a play off. Here's the kick from Dawson. The kick from Dawson is returned 10 yards by Payton, Trusnick on the stop. Wilson with a short drop. Short hitch to LeCount. Complete. Wilson completes the pass to LeCount, gain of 12, Madison on the tackle, first down. Wilson fades back to pass. Wilson throws underneath to Redwine, complete. Wilson completes the pass to Redwine, gain of 4, Stamer on the stop. Second and 6 from the 37. Wilson sets up in the pocket. Medium slant. Wilson is intercepted by Robinson, return of 5. 09 Cleveland trailing by 31. The hand off to Harrison. Harrison on the carry, no gain, Yakovenis on the stop. Second and 10 from the 39. Shotgun formation. Quinn is back to pass. Medium hitch to Massaquoi. He dropped it. Quinn to Massaquoi, incomplete, Swain with the coverage. Third and 10 from the 39. Quinn sets to throw. Short slant. Incomplete. Quinn throws incomplete to Massaquoi, Swain with the coverage. Zastudile to punt. A 34-yard punt by Zastudile, no return. Wilson with a short drop. Short into LeCount. Complete. Wilson to leak out, gain of 11, Madison on the stop, first down. Wilson calls out the signals. Takes a quick drop. Short out to Lewis. Complete. Wilson to Lewis, 6-yard gain, Robinson with the tackle. 81 Minnesota leads by 31. Wilson fades back to pass. Medium in. Caught by Leakout at the 36. Wilson passes to Leakout, gain of 15, Madison on the tackle, first down. Wilson barks out the signals. Wilson fades back to pass. Short slant. Caught by Lewis at the 45. Wilson passes to Lewis, gain of 11, Robinson on the tackle, first down. Wilson is back to pass. False. Fumble. Wilson the ball carrier, 2-yard gain, fumble recovered by Boyd, 81 Minnesota maintains possession, 2nd and 8. Give to Redwine. 5-yard gain by Redwine, Costanzo with the tackle. Wilson brings them to the line. 3rd and 3. Wilson drops back to pass. Long cross. Lewis with the catch at the 20. Wilson completes the pass to Lewis, 26-yard gain, Robinson on the tackle, first down. Wilson sets up in the pocket. He dumps it to Redwine, complete. Wilson completes the pass to Redwine, gain of 11, Stamer with the tackle, first down. Wilson sets to throw. Short out. Incomplete. Wilson throws incomplete to Brewer, Costanzo on the coverage. 2nd and goal from the 8. Current drive, 9 plays, 87 yards. 5:37 off the clock. Wilson sets up in the pocket. Medium into Leakout. Complete. Wilson to Leakout, touchdown 81 Minnesota. Denmier will try the point after. Denmier converts the extra point, 81 Minnesota 45, 09 Cleveland 7. Denmier with the kick. The kick from Denmier is returned 20 yards by Cribbs, Johnson with the tackle. Quinn in the shotgun. He fades back to pass. Short hitch to Edwards. Complete. Quinn completes the pass to Edwards, gain of 6, Williams on the tackle. 2nd and 4 at the 44. Quinn at the line. Quinn hands to Harrison. Harrison with a gain of 7 on the play, Knopf on the tackle, first down. Quinn barks out the signals. End around. Cribbs the ball carrier, gain of 11, Nord with the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 38. Quinn fades back to pass. Quinn dumps it to Harrison. He dropped it. Quinn to Harrison, incomplete, Johnson on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 38. Fumbled snap. Fumble. Quinn lost 4 on the play, fumble recovered by Quinn, 09 Cleveland maintains possession. 09 Cleveland down 38. 3rd and 14 at the 42. Quinn fades back to pass. Long outside pass to Massaquoi. Incomplete. Quinn throws incomplete to Massaquoi, Swain with the coverage. 49-yard attempt for Dawson. Into the wind. Blocked. The kick by Dawson is blocked by Takes a 5-step drop. Medium fly to leak out. Complete. Wilson completes the pass to leak out, gain of 13, Madison on the tackle, first down. The give to Redwine. 1-yard run by Redwine, Costanzo on the tackle. 81 Minnesota by 38. 2nd and 9 from the 35. Wilson fades back to pass. Wilson is running with it. 1-yard gain by Wilson, Stamer on the tackle. 3rd and 8 at the 34. Redwine with the handoff. Redwine with a gain of 2 on the play, Jackson on the tackle. 39-yard try for Denmier. Denmier missed the 39-yard attempt. First and 10 at the 20. Quinn in the shotgun. Fades back to pass. Quinn passes to Massac Floyd. Incomplete. Quinn to Massac Floyd, incomplete, Swain on the coverage. Quinn at the line. Fades back to pass. Short slant. Complete. Quinn completes the pass to Cribbs, gain of 7, Nord on the tackle. 3rd and 3 at the 27. Quinn drops back to pass. Sacked by Holloway. Quinn is sacked by Holloway, loss of 2, flag on the field.
Holding, offense. Number 73.
Sestudile back to punt. "75-yard punt by Sestudile, touchback." Wilson calls out the signals. Drops back to pass. Short hitch. He's got it. Wilson to Lewis, gain of 8, Robinson on the stop. Slow down offense. Wilson barks out the signals. Wilson gives to Redwine. Redwine with a gain of 7 on the play, Vent Roan on the tackle, first down. They're in a slow down. Wilson back to pass. Medium sideline pass. Diving catch. Wilson completes the pass to leak out, gain of 12, Madison on the tackle, first down. 81 Minnesota up 38. First and 10. 2:12 left in the third. 81 Minnesota working slowly. Wilson calling signals. Wilson sets up in the pocket. Medium slant. Incomplete. Wilson to leak out, incomplete.
Pass interference, defense. Number 37. Automatic, first down.
Harrell takes the handoff. Fumble. Harrell on the carry, gain of 2, fumble recovered by Brewer. 81 Minnesota maintains possession. 2nd and 8 from the 43. They're taking their time. Wilson with a short drop. Short cross to leak out. Complete. Wilson with the pass to leak out, gain of 7, Madison with the tackle. 3rd and 1. Slow down offense. Wilson fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Lewis. Complete. Wilson completes the pass to Lewis, gain of 15, Robinson on the tackle, first down. End of the third quarter, 81 Minnesota 45, 09 Cleveland 7. Wilson drops back to pass. Wilson to leak out against Madison, he makes the grab. Wilson to leak out, 9-yard gain, Madison on the tackle. 81 Minnesota working slowly. Sorensen in the box. Current drive, 8 plays, 68 yards. 5:18 off the clock. Wilson fades back to pass. Wilson throws to Harrell, complete. Wilson completes the pass to Harrell, gain of 7, Bakun on the tackle, first down. Wilson working very slowly. Wilson at the line. Wilson drops back to pass. Wilson will run. Wilson on the carry, gain of 1, Bakun on the tackle. Slow down. Sorensen in run support. Current drive, 10 plays, 76 yards. They've used 6:47 on the clock. Wilson back to pass. Wilson throws to Brewer. Incomplete. Wilson throws incomplete to Brewer, Costanzo with the coverage. 3rd and goal. Wilson calling signals. Current drive, 11 plays, 76 yards. 6:54 off the clock. Wilson drops back to pass. Medium hitch to LeCount. Wilson to LeCount, incomplete, McDonald on the coverage. 11-yard try for Denmier. Nord to hold. Into the wind. This is a chip shot. Clean snap from Hoff. Denmier is good from 11, 81 Minnesota 48, 09 Cleveland 7. Here's the kick from Denmier. The kick from Denmier is returned 27 yards by Cribbs, Johnson on the tackle. 09 Cleveland trailing by 41. Quinn at the line. Harrison with the handoff. Harrison with the carry, 2-yard gain, Sanders on the tackle. 2nd and 8 from the 38. Harrison with the handoff. 7-yard gain by Harrison, White on the tackle. 3rd and 1. Quinn sets up in the pocket. Quinn is off and running. Quinn on the carry, gain of 3, Johnson on the stop, first down. Quinn at the line. Quinn drops back to pass. He dumps it to Harrison, complete. Quinn completes the pass to Harrison, 4-yard gain, Johnson on the stop. 2nd and 6 at the 48. Quinn drops back to pass. He passes to Cribbs. Incomplete. Quinn throws incomplete to Cribbs. Penalty on the play.
Tripping, offense. Number 70, 15-yard penalty.
Draw to Harrison. Harrison on the carry, 3-yard gain, penalty on the play.
Holding, offense. Number 78, 15-yard penalty.
Cleveland down by 41. 2nd and 36 from the 22. Quinn fades back to pass. Medium fly to Massaquoi. Incomplete. Quinn to Massaquoi, incomplete, Swain with the coverage. 3rd and 36. Quinn calls out the signals. Harrison on the draw. Harrison on the draw, gain of 1, Yakovenis on the stop. Zastudile will kick it away. A 52-yard punt by Zastudile, return of 5 by Payton. 1st and 10 from the 30. Wilson barks out the signals. Takes a short drop. Short outside pass to LeCount, he's got it. Wilson to LeCount, gain of 8, Madison with the tackle. 2nd and 2. Wilson calling signals. Wilson fades back to pass. Wilson dumps it to Harrell, complete. Wilson to Harrell, gain of 6, Bakun on the tackle, first down. 81 Minnesota by 41. Slow down offense. Wilson fades back to pass. Short slant. Incomplete. Wilson throws incomplete to Brewer. Takes a 5-step drop. Wilson to Lewis. Incomplete. Wilson passes to Lewis, incomplete, Robinson on the coverage. 3rd and 10 from the 44. Wilson fades back to pass. Wilson to Leakout against McDonald, complete. Wilson completes the pass to Leakout, gain of 10, McDonald on the stop. Coleman deep in punt formation. Cribb standing inside his own 10. Thirty-yard punt by Coleman, out of bounds. Give to Harrison. Harrison on the carry, gain of 10, Sendlin on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 26. Hand off to Harrison. 7-yard gain by Harrison, Johnson on the stop. 0-9 Cleveland down by 41. Takes a 5-step drop. Medium hitch. Incomplete. Quinn throws incomplete to Cribbs, Nord with the coverage. Penalty on the play.
False start. Offense. Number 73, 5-yard penalty.
0-9 Cleveland down 41. 3rd and 8. Quinn to throw. Medium fly to Furry. He dropped it. Quinn passes to Furry, incomplete, penalty on the play.
Pass interference, defense. Number 25. Automatic, first down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Quinn with a short drop. Short out to Cribbs. Incomplete. Quinn to Cribbs, incomplete, Nord with the coverage. 0-9 Cleveland down 41. Quinn calls out the signals. Fades back to pass. Medium out pass. Cribbs with the catch at the 49. Quinn to Cribbs, gain of 12, Nord on the tackle, first down. 0-9 Cleveland down 41. 1st and 10 from the 47. Quinn at the line. Harrison with the handoff. Harrison with a gain of 6 on the play, Sendlin with the tackle. Quinn sets to throw. Short curl to McCoy. Complete. Quinn completes the pass to McCoy, gain of 9, Swain on the tackle, first down. Cleveland trailing by 41. 1st and 10 at the 32. Quinn deep in the pocket. Long slant to McCoy. Complete. Quinn to McCoy, touchdown 0-9 Cleveland. Dawson P. will try the point after. The kick by Dawson is good, 81 Minnesota 48, 0-9 Cleveland 14. Dawson boots it. The kick from Dawson is returned 12 yards by McDowell, Adams on the stop. First and 10 at the 13. Wilson fades back to pass. Medium cross to Leakout. Complete. Wilson to Leakout, gain of 13, Madison on the tackle, first down. Slowly coming to the line. And off to Redwine. Redwine on the carry, gain of 8, Stamer on the tackle. Second and 2 from the 34. 81 Minnesota working slowly. And off to Redwine. Redwine the ball carrier, gain of 2, Stamer on the tackle. 81 Minnesota by 34. Third and inches. Slow down offense. Sorensen in the box. Redwine with the handoff. Redwine the ball carrier, gain of 2, Brown on the tackle, first down. First and 10 from the 38. Wilson working very slowly. Give to Redwine. Redwine on the carry, gain of 1, Williams with the tackle. Bud Grant called this one a W. 81 Minnesota working slowly. Redwine with the handoff. 8-yard run by Redwine, Vaquin on the tackle. Bud Grant is in control. Third and 1 from the 47. 81 Minnesota working slowly. Sorensen in run support. Wilson hands to Galbraith. 3-yard run by Galbraith, Sorensen on the tackle, first down. 81 Minnesota ahead by 34. Slow down. Wilson hands to Galbraith. Galbraith with a gain of 2 on the play. Flag on the play.
Holding, offense. Number 76, 15-yard penalty.
81 Minnesota by 34. Wilson gives to Galbraith. Galbraith with a gain of 1 on the play, Mosley on the tackle. Wilson working very slowly. Galbraith with the handoff. Galbraith with the carry, gain of 4, Elam with the tackle. Wilson will go to a knee. 81 Minnesota 48, 09 Cleveland 14. Welcome to Silver Dome. 0-0 San Diego versus 0-1 Detroit. Hansen boots it.